Now then, right, so this video is basically just a quick one to show you how to create a route, how to then convert or edit that route for a TomTom, Garmin, or to use on your phone like I do, and then to be able to follow your route. Because obviously with a lot of the videos with motorcycle touring, etc., they have the routes, they tell you where to go, but then following it and actually getting hold of it is now impossible. So obviously all my videos that I create, I will post links where you can download the routes, and I follow this method, so I thought I would share it with you guys. Okay, so first of all, go to Google Maps. If you type in maps.google.co.uk, it will take you there. You do need to have a Google account for this as well. So up in the top left on the three lines, click on what's essentially the menu, then Your Places, and then to Maps, and at the bottom you've got Create Map. And this is where you then create the route that you want to create. Now keep it simple, so up at the top left I'm just going to give it a name, Urbanen's Route Example. And then you click on this button here to add directions. And we're going to start at Squire's Cafe in this one. And then we'll head to we'll go to Tadcaster. Oh, I can't find a route. What's wrong with you retard? Tadcaster, there we go. F***ing thing. Then we'll go to Pool in Wharfdale, and Grassington, and then let's go to Tan Hill. Nice route is this, which you will see on one of my other videos very shortly. So that's it, it's easy as that to create the route, nice and simple. It's all saved, done and dusted. So that's the first step, how to actually create the route in Google Maps without then losing it or having to do it on the day. So this is now there saved, but you cannot follow it. So Google, if you're watching this, you need to make it so there's a button we can click on that says, right, off we go, directions please. But because you can't do that, the next step is to download the route. Click on the three dots, and we're going to export to KML/KMZ, and then just click download. This is one I made earlier, so that's the one I've just downloaded. And then we're going to go to a great website called gpsize.com. You will need an account for this, but if you go to Create, Upload, I'm going to log into my account. Urbanen's Testicle Route, because I'll leave it public for now. It's okay for motorbiking, you have to choose one of these options. But then what we want to do is find that file that we've just downloaded and click Save. And what the system does is basically go away and create the route for you. So there we go. So that's the first bit, done and dusted. And the reason why I use GPSize, if you're wondering why, is because here you can actually download all the different options for, you've got your ITN file for TomTom, everything you need is in there. You can also edit it. So if I go into Edit and then Modify Track, you can see that you can, I'll full screen it, you can tweak this. So for example, down in Tadcaster, I know that the route diverts off a little bit. Don't click, otherwise it happens. But it diverts off a bit here. So if I tick to select and remove points, what I can do is go over these. It'll ask me if I want to remove them and then just get rid of them. You can also add a waypoint in. So over on the left, you just change it to that. And then if I click here and say, right, I'm going to turn right, and then choose the right arrow, that will show up on the app. So all my routes will have these waypoints in to make life easier for you. For example, if there's a blind crest or a cattle grid or sheep, you know, if I feel like I need to tell you because it catches you out, I will. But there you go, that's all you do with that. Leave full screen, save. Done and dusted. So if you've got a TomTom, download it, stick it in a TomTom. If you haven't, we'll move on to the next step, which I will show you in a slightly different format because it's an app and it's called GPX Viewer. Right, so obviously you need to go to Play Store and install GPSize and GPX Viewer. Once you've got them, open GPSize, and I'm going to go right back to the start. So when you first open the app, this is what it looked like. I recommend you register and log in, but without logging, it's the same process. So we're going to go up to the top left and choose Search Route, which gives you this screen. Now, that will be ticked, but untick that, put in the username that you want to search for. Obviously on my
videos that you follow, you don't have to do any of this. You can just click on the route. But I'm just showing you how to, you can say, search for your own routes, search for someone else's routes. And you've got a lot of filters in there. So click search. It'll go away and find it. My Wi-Fi is running a little bit sluggish, but let me turn that off. Then we click on our route, click download GPX, and then open it. And then we have our route. Now, if I click on these 3 dots here, untick rotate map, it'll stop it moving around. If I untick waypoints, it gets rid of the waypoints. So you'll probably find that it'll look like this when you first open the app, but you want to open it. You want to click follow GPS, rotate map, and waypoints, because that's what you need. Now, I'm not going to choose follow GPS because it'll move to where I am now, away from the actual route. But once you've done that, you can then leave this full screen, etc. You might need to change some settings. So if you go in here, it'll let you, I mean, there's loads of stuff you can do, you know, tweaking stuff, but this button here, keep screen on, that's what you really want to do. Obviously showing full screen, orientation lock, these are things that help you while you're moving around on the bike. Have a little play, have a play. You've got all sorts of options. You know, what maps do you want to use, units, formats, all sorts. Have a nosy. But there you go. And this is what I use. Now, if you're on a route that's got lots of left, rights, you're confusing, it's difficult, the waypoints will come in handy. Zoom it in to a level that you're obviously comfortable with, and it will notify you when you're within a certain distance of a waypoint. So if we go up here, I'll go to settings, and I think it's under waypoints. There we go, waypoint notification distance. You might need to play with that setting depending on how many waypoints there are in a certain area. I try not to give you too many, but if there's fuel next to a left turning, there's not much I can do. Other than probably say there isn't any fuel, but you know, you can figure it out fairly easy. Now, if you click on this pin, you can add buttons in, and I've added in a waypoint info button there so that I can see what's coming up. So as I click through them, I can see, oh look, what's going on. So if you do get a little bit stuck, you can use that. You won't really need to be honest, guys, because I mean, it's obvious. If there's a blue dot going on there and then it goes right, you're turning right, etc. You know, and if you're finding that you're too far zoomed out, zoom right in. It'll follow through. Don't zoom in too far. Like I say, it's not the best. We're competing with TomTom, you know, Garmin, that sort of stuff. But I don't like having things fixed to my bike that can be stolen. It's bad enough having a GoPro on. So last thing I need to do is add any more bits on. There you go. Let me know what you think. If you've got a better app out there, I'd be, you know, really glad to know. This is not a tracking app though, so if you're using Reeve or stuff like that, it's slightly different. This is for sharing routes. But yeah, enjoy. Give us your verdict. And if you like the video, you know what to do. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye bye.